Welcome to the Not Nerd Podcast. I'm Nate Heath, and we are here to help you tech better. Here with me, as always, Mr. Dave Baylor.
Yes, I'm here. And I turned my iPad on right when right when we started. And so sorry for the slight feedback. I was
Nice.
I was curious here real quick. Where's that sound coming from? Oh, from our live show that I just turned on a second before. How
Yes,
are you, my friend?
I am good. If you are new to the show, this is your first episode ever. Last week, I didn't get a lot of feedback. We didn't get a lot of feedback on it, but first couple of minutes, Dave's audio was not working. We were also very late getting the show started. So,
Well,
what
I
do
think
we
it's
do in
working now.
true not nerd fashion? Dave introduces a whole bunch more technology to help solve the problem.
Yes. Actually, last week to solve that problem, I unhooked everything. I disconnected everything. But yes, I added one more pieces of equipment into our chain just to live on the edge. That's what
Yes,
I do.
as we do on
Well,
the
just
Tech
sitting
Pod.
here, I mean, why not?
Yeah, yes. Well, shall we get into? Oh, and before that,
Oh, oh
we
yeah.
are recording a night early, which is also different than usual. But I've got my Deschutes Brewery hat. I had mentioned that I have,
Yes.
uh, oddly, several brewery trucker hats, but I'm heading over to Sun River this week. So
Hmm.
it is Sun River season. Everybody seems to go to Sun River at some point in the next month. So if you're going to be there, say hello. Yeah. So Deschutes Brewery, and now let us get into some follow-up.
Let's do it.
And Todd has joined us.
Mm.
He says it's all working. And
Yay.
Wes, for the record, I can hear you both. Oh, this is,
Excellent.
man, this,
They didn't
what
say
an
that the
achievement.
content was good though.
Yes, yes. Well, let's change that. And oh, I had a link in here, but I actually have a window open with Twitter for live refreshes of Elon Musk's feed
Hmm.
because as of today, July 23rd, he is changing. Well, I'm not clear. He's at least changing the logo of Twitter
Oh
from a bird
my.
to X. So he owns X.com. We mentioned last week the XAI that he's working on. That's his end goal is to have X.com be where the world lives. Like that is your everything is X.com.
Think
So
Friendster 3.0.
yeah, yes, exactly. But yeah, yesterday I was on Twitter and he tweeted, "Hey, we're going to change to or if somebody replies to this tweet with the right X logo, we'll change it tomorrow." I mean, just in true, which
Oh, so he
again,
wants free logo work.
yes, he is such a showman. I know that this has been in the works, but it's like, it's Saturday night, everybody's sitting at home playing computer games. Then there's this amazing account called Greg that is, I mean, I just can't even, he's the weirdest guy, but he started a, whatever they call him, the Twitter chats or live space, whatever their name is, Twitter spaces.
Hmm.
And it was, the guy is a comedic genius. It's just this really weird, like elongated face profile picture, and he's just like totally acts clueless. But he started this Twitter space, and he's like, "We're gonna stay silent until Elon Musk joins," and he's got, I mean, tons of followers and everything, but he um he's on this space. So and he's got some other top accounts on there and some of the Elon and Zuckerberg parody accounts, and they're all listening in. But this, we're gonna stay silent, but then it's like him going to the bathroom and then like him eating a bag of chips and like just all these sounds on there. I mean, the guy is gold. But anyways, eventually I was down DJing. I just had Twitter open on my phone. Elon eventually joined. He was playing Diablo 2, and Greg asked him, "Are you going to switch the logo?" And he's like, "Yeah, we're switching it tomorrow." The world of Twitter, I love it. I
It's
I
so
cannot
bizarre
give
right
them
now.
my $8 a month fast enough. The entertainment value I get out of there. But all that to be said, the logo, and he tweeted 7 minutes ago. an X, and there's a video on his Twitter page of the logo um, that I think it's switching to. So I think Twitter is going to become X.
Wow. And then there's nothing like taking a decade of branding and just throwing
Yes.
it in the trash
Yeah.
and just
And just
saying,
switching
okay.
to X.
And everybody's going to be like, what's X? And they're going to forget about it. Where it happened to Twitter? I guess it shut down. I mean,
Yes.
this is the beginning. Well, it's not the beginning of the end. Uh,
Where'd you go?
I'm still on, Nate. You can't see me because my browser crashed. But for those of you listening at home and seeing Nate perplexed, it's because my camera and audio died for him. Can you hear me now, Mr. Nate? No. Oh, I didn't hit start. There we are. So, uh,
Whoa, I just blinked out there for
you didn't, Nate. You were there the whole time.
what?
Me and our listener at home were gaily watching you be befuddled.
Frantic and like
Yeah,
texting you and looking at things
yeah.
and
So what
yeah.
happened was our uh, my Ninja browser crashed, so
Oh,
you could not see nor hear me, but we could see you the whole
yeah.
time.
Nice. Well,
uh,
I'm glad I didn't
yeah, he's like,
start a swearing fit of
it's
rage
our
as I
opportunity to
oft
pick a
do.
nose. You
Okay, well,
dirty,
back to where
rotten
we were.
son of a. Yes.
But yes, and so Twitter's going to X, which
Hmm.
apparently Elon's like, I didn't even put a show in the links, but Threads keeps diving down in its user base. So he's like, okay, this Threads thing is not a threat. I'm gonna completely ruin all of our own branding.
I don't know
Uh,
if it's, yeah, he's like, since no outside force can destroy me, I'm going to destroy myself type of thing.
yeah, yeah, why not?
We're going to talk about threads a little bit later. That's what they call a tease.
Ooh, I like it. Well, Meta,
Hmm.
they announced this week, Meta and Microsoft are partnering together to introduce the next generation of Llama or Llama, which is Llama 2. And so
Why would it be
it's
Llama?
isn't Spanish double L is a ya sound?
Oh, you're asking the wrong guy.
Yes. But so this is interesting. This is more of a So there's Chat GPT 4,
Hmm.
or there's GPT 4, and then there's Chat GPT, which
Yeah.
uses GPT 4, which is all the software behind it. Chat GPT is the user interface. So Llama 2 is their next generation of their open source large language model. So it's more of the back end. It's not like I don't believe you're going to be downloading a Llama app on your phone, but any company, including Microsoft, will be able to use this. Now, the interesting thing is Microsoft has a massive partnership with ChatGPT as well. So they are really into this with both Meta and OpenAI on these large language models.
I
But
can't believe we're discussing a llama's back end.
yes, well, hey, the Llama backend is here, and Mark Zuckerberg has brought it to us.
Thank you,
So,
Mark.
won't be, from my understanding, and I've heard some other people talking about it, it won't be something you or I would use unless you were creating a tool to utilize it. So, but
Hmm.
we'll be seeing it places just like, I mean, it really doesn't matter what the back end. Now, every time I say back end, I have to chuckle. Whatever the back end is, that we're going to have all these front end different interfaces, and whichever one's going to win out, or there might be multiple. There's multiple different ones out there. There was that Meet GPT, MEAT that was on that list we had the other week, and there's all kinds of this stuff, but it's growing and growing, and people are figuring out ways to use this stuff. And I'm guessing still no Chat GPT, Dave. You're holding out.
I was talking to Tyler about it the other day, and he made a beautiful story using ChatGPT. It was amazing. I downloaded the app. I still haven't opened it. I don't
Uh,
know. I think there's something visceral about it that's keeping me away. Like
yeah.
my this. evolutionary senses like the scratch on the chalkboard. Maybe that was saber-tooth tiger's claws, so it
Yeah.
makes us stand on edge. There's just something creepy about Chat GPT that I think makes me not want to engage.
Not want to dive into it. Much like
Yeah.
me in the movie Titanic. It's just one of those
Oh,
things that I'm just not ready for it. So,
it came out like 30 years ago. You're not
hey,
you're not
well,
ready for it.
no spoiler alerts. Let's move on.
Okay, okay,
Uh,
sorry.
More AI news in the visual world. This is a pretty cool one. Stability AI, which has been doing some different stuff. They have Stable Doodle. And when you open the website at clipdrop.co/stable-doodle,
Sounds like
you
a
get a
weird
little,
dog.
you have a white box, which
Yeah.
mine has a black background. Your screen there, it's in light mode, but you can just draw something kind of in the middle of the screen there. And then you hit the button at the bottom, and there's an eraser button too. Oh, you put in a prompt. So, like I did a little smiley face, and I say, smiley face, and I don't know what Dave's getting us into. And then you hit generate.
I didn't do a prompt.
And after you hit generate, you can pay for a pro model to get faster image generation,
Where do
but
I
it'll give you three different options, and then you click which one um, you
where,
want to have an HD version made of. So down there at the bottom,
okay.
the yeah, type in some sort of prompt
Oh,
of your sunglasses there.
no,
Please let it be.
no. It's a nose.
Ah,
Mm, that's a weird nose.
yes. So mine, I just did a simple smiley face, and it did some really odd smiley face creations. But
Okay. I can try a new
yours
one
as
here.
well there has some very odd noses. But
How do I
you know the
restart it? Oh, I have to go
well, that's
back.
oh
Well,
yeah, I'm back.
so here's what I think we need to do. I need to do what you're discussing. So, uh, this is, I can't believe it's already looks realistic.
Yeah, I mean, you really don't need AI with those drawing skills that you've got there.
Right. Smiley face. And my screen that I'm looking at is this big, so don't judge me if I
Yes.
misspelled it. What does that say?
It says you
Oh,
have reached the limit for
oh,
anonymous users, so you have
two times?
oh geez, which is weird because I did it twice today and it let me do it again.
Well,
But
that's pretty cool. Look at
uh,
that. It did it.
yeah,
So, is this a new tool for like if you're like in a magazine and you're like, I need a cover for my magazine of Not Nerd Monthly, and you sketch up something and hit generate and it just does it? That's pretty cool.
yeah, it's kind of interesting. I mean, there's plenty of other image generation tools, and like if I wanted to create a smiley face, I could just go to one of the other services. But and I wonder if you have an account, if you could upload your doodles, because again, on your computer, if you're using like a mouse or a trackpad, you don't necessarily have the artistic skills that you might elsewhere. Like if you, I would like to be able to draw something on a napkin and take a picture of it or scan it in and
Mm-hmm.
then have them generate off of that and create like maybe just a cleaner version instead of this weird stuff. But again, there are so many of these tools out there. Like if you saw our show art last week, I put the Dave drone in an empty image thing and had Photoshop create Paris, and
Yeah,
it lovingly put two Eiffel Towers
of
in the
course.
image
Thank you.
because, that's Paris for you.
So let's check back in with our YouTubes because the internet is a series of tubes, as we know.
Yes,
Chelsea said hola, which is
yes,
Spanish for what's happening.
yes,
And
indeed.
then Dr. RAPVHS says, did Dave draw a back end? And I'm a little late to the message, but in case you missed it, it was a nose
Yes.
for the record.
Yes, get your mind out of the gutter, Dr. R.I.P. VHS. Well, I think I was just singing the praises last week, which I cursed myself that
Oh, you
Google
jinxed
announced
it.
they're raising the price of YouTube Premium to $13.99 a month,
Ridiculous.
which I didn't realize it was up to $11.99 a month. I thought it was still $9.99 a month.
Yeah.
But uh, here is a pro tip. I still highly recommend YouTube Premium. And when I saw this, I was like, oh, I want to take it to Google. Oh, yeah, I forgot my bell. I want to take it to Google. I'm just going to cancel this. And then I had the vision in my head of watching YouTube with ads, and I said, no, 13.99 is going to be worth it. But do not sign up in the iOS app. Go to a web browser, because if you sign up in the iOS app, it is 18.99 a month. So it's
Because
because of the fees, but it's like even more than that. You're paying $5 more a month to go through iOS because Google doesn't like that Apple takes 30%. But
yeah, it's so
man,
stupid. But yeah, their corporate greed and pettiness are causing all of us to spend more money.
yeah,
So
I just
not
don't
fun.
know. They do have the family premium plan, which is $23 a month, which I might actually go to that. I'm not sure if Chelsea uses uh, YouTube much, but I know Isla gets it for free, being a kid under my account, since I pay
Oh,
for it
nice.
as YouTube Kids, so she doesn't get ads. Which, again,
Mm-hmm.
the less ads a kid can see, the better for my pocketbook. The less ads
Yes.
I can see, the better for my sanity. But I don't know
Yes.
that they even have like a yearly plan. Like, hey, I'd like to pay for. Oh, they do have an uh, individual annual, $140. So you save a
Hey,
couple
Nate,
months
just
there,
check
but
to make sure you're not uploading the contents of your entire
am
video
I getting
catalog
getting a
at the
little
moment.
sketchy again? I
Getting a
don't
little
see that.
glitchy.
Yeah,
Okay, well, might be on
yeah, it
my
says
end.
who knows? I am not. I've got trip mode, previous pick of the week running, and my Brave
Mm-hmm.
browser, which is what's sending the world my video, is the only thing using any data at the moment, unless the
Maybe you
ladies
could get rid of
downstairs
your
are
video.
using.
Oh, they're streaming. They're streaming the show, is what they're doing.
Yes. Well, with
I
my
was gonna.
gig
So here's.
connection, I should be.
You should be good. For those of
Yes.
you who are on a Mac, go ahead if you want to play along at home, and you can find an application called Activity Monitor. It's in your applications folder slash utilities, or if you
Yes.
use Spotlight to search for apps like I do all the time, it just comes up. And so I'm looking at mine just to make sure nothing crazy is happening.
Nothing's
Of,
going. Yeah.
yeah, of
Another
course,
pro tip. We're just.
OBS all over the place. Anyway,
Yes.
is there a delay?
Anyways, is there a delay? No, there's no delay. It's trying to get my brain working. I was going to log into my other previous pick of the week, the Unified Dream Router, to see who maybe I need to cut some people off in my home from the internet.
Well, I think
But
we can move on. It's okay, but it is unfortunate that Google is raising those prices. So are you going to keep it? Everybody wants to know, are you going to keep the thing?
yeah, I really I'm trying to watch YouTube more, and just the thought of ads, like over the course of a month, $14, so what, 50 cents a day, roughly, that I'm paying. Looking at the holistic cost,
Oh boy,
sounder.
there you go. It's coming.
Oh, nice.
Our
There
delay
it
on the
is.
sounders
Nice.
is
Here we
back
go
too.
again. Oh, woohoo! That's awesome. Love that one. But yes, the holistic cost, of 50 cents a day to not have to watch any YouTube ads and not have to wait to click skip and deal with all that. I'm going to keep it for now. But Google, I'm watching you.
Mm,
Got my
yep.
eyes on you. Behave yourself. And you know what else I've got my eyes on? Dave's pro tip of the week.
So remember last week we had a delay on effects? The delay
Yeah,
is back. So I had to actually
nice.
hit that in the middle of you talking for it to be that soon.
No, it's like a lottery game where you have to, a slot machine where you have
Yeah.
to hit it just right
What's
to
when
time your
when's it gonna
sounders.
fire? So remember at the top of the show, I said we're going to revisit Threads, the
Yes.
fastest growing and the fastest slowing social network on the
Yes.
planet.
Woohoo.
So I was on Threads, in Threads, using Threads
Threading.
as they do
Yes.
the other day, And someone said something about the keyboard on iOS, and I said, and I'm not going to paraphrase, why not quote? So Taylor Lawrence says, why is
Oh
the Apple
yes.
keyboard so broken? Autocorrect isn't working. The touch radius of the keys has changed. The responsiveness of the key cursor seems off. There's a lot of question marks, but I don't think he's asking questions or she.
She.
It's leading to spelling errors in every post. What happened? That's a question mark. So I said, Davy Davy B on
Yes.
the threads says, I'm still wondering why they removed the feature where the character you touch pops up above your finger so that you can see which one you're actually typing.
Yeah.
The weird thing is, it still appears on some apps' keyboards randomly. I guess,
Oh.
sometimes it's engaged. It's weird.
Yeah.
And then the hero of this story, Palfo, Palfo, says, actually, there is a setting for character preview, seems to work, but with lag. And I was like, you are a genius. Thank you.
Yes.
So I'm going to show all of you what he was talking about. And I never noticed it in all of my many thousands of trips to the settings menu on your
Yeah.
phone. There is the character preview checkbox. Did you see this before, Nate? Are you aware of
No, I
this?
have never. It is turned on for me. I just went in.
Okay.
Tell us where to go, Dave, to see this.
Well, for me, it was turned off. And so you have to go to settings, then you go to general, and then you go to keyboards on an iOS device. And slicker than snot, there is the character preview.
Yes.
Right. I got a new lens. I'm sorry. Right there.
Yeah.
And it was turned off for some reason. So there you go. If you love the little touch a letter and then the character appears over the top and it's turned off for you, now you know how to turn it back on. Here's probably what happened. Back in the day, I went through and turned everything off to try to fix something, and
Yeah.
it's probably been off for like a year, 2 years. I was just like, why isn't it on there? I don't know what letter I press. Because I think I
Yeah.
could improve my typing if I knew what character the computer thought I was touching. So there you go.
Yeah, yes, it is working for me. And I will quickly, on top of that, say that I did install the public beta of iOS 17 on my phone. Now, are you running a beta
hmm
on your phone, the 17 beta?
I'm running
And
the I'm running the
developer
developer
beta?
beta.
Ooh,
Yeah.
fancy. It has gotten so much easier to run the betas. You just go into your, is it settings, general, software update, and then it just like gives you the options to turn on the beta updates. You
Yep.
used to have to do for the developer ones like certificates and all this crazy stuff. But I had seen an article that Jason Snell was talking about. You should run the public betas because, again, more people that run it, the more feedback Apple gets. But I will always give the disclaimer that if your device is mission critical to anything in your life, the public betas are usually decently stable, but it is a beta, so something can always go wrong. Some app might not work. Luckily, Candy Crush does work still in the iOS 17 beta for all the people that were wondering on that. But
Good.
yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Everybody was waiting on
But
bated breath.
yes, yes. But the keyboard settings, that is nice. I didn't realize all the different options that were in there that you can turn on and off for some of those different things. And some people just don't want to do like the auto correction or the, spell check, that kind of stuff. They want to turn some of that off. So you can
Mm-hmm.
do all of that. Very
Totally.
nice. Well, it is time for everybody's favorite segment, Just the Headlines.
There you go.
And here we go. FTX lobbyists tried to buy Pacific island of Nauru to create a new superspecies, lawsuit says. For the first time in 51 years, NASA is training astronauts to fly to the moon.
Like they did in 1969, Nate.
Yes. Okay. Hundreds of drones retrieved from Victoria Harbour, Docklands, following light show malfunction. There's some local news for Elliot in Melbourne,
Yeah,
one of those drone light shows. Facebook, Instagram face Norwegian ban from tracking users for ads.
good luck.
Nissan is the next automaker to adopt Tesla style EV charging
Good
plugs.
on them. Good.
Yes.
Very nice. Oh, sorry. Wait for it. It's going to be here in any moment.
Yeah. Oh, and we've got somebody from Brazil that has joined us. Amazing Prime. Thank you for joining the chat. And
Welcome. Welcome.
yes. And Todd said, I like how Dave answered that desperate lady's question with an unrelated question of his own.
Yeah, I'm not there to help her. I'm,
Oh,
I'm there to get what I need.
fix my own. Oh, that reminds me, I have a problem.
Yeah. If you
Have a
think your
good,
problems are bad, wait till
yeah,
you hear my problem.
good day, ma'am. Yes, Taylor Lorenz. I believe she works technology journalist for the New York Times, which we will not get into some of her magic over the years, but we will move into our takes of the week.
Will we now? As soon as the sounder fires. There we go.
There it is. Uh, this one I found interesting, and there's obviously a lot of talk of about IMAX at the moment because of Oppenheimer. Did you
Hmm.
participate in Barbieheimer at all this weekend, Dave? Being the movie fan you are, you were
Too,
extra busy. You did not have
yeah,
time
I'm too busy.
for Barbie or
Uh, being a
Oppenheimer.
distinguished being a distinguished cinematographer myself, I've been filming
Yes,
live stage productions
yes,
Friday,
and
Saturday, and this afternoon
mm,
before we were recording this. And so I've been
yeah,
very, very
yes,
busy. But no, so
very,
hopefully
very
next
busy.
week, and if IMAX is sold out or there's no good seats, I'm going to wait till the following week to
Yeah.
go or
No,
two
I
weeks.
was
So
actually Leo Laporte was talking about it on one of his podcasts, and with Alex Lindsay, and they were talking about the like perfect seats for IMAX, where there's really only like 7 seats that are worth sitting in for an
hmm
IMAX movie, and so Leo's tickets are like weeks out because he just kept looking every day till he could find one he could go to that was where he could have those center seats to watch it, which seems a little ridiculous to me, but I guess how much is an IMAX movie ticket these days? Like $75 or something?
it's got to be like $25 or something like that.
Yeah. But anyways, back to this story from The Verge.
Hmm.
Here's why the best IMAX movies still need a Palm Pilot to work. Uh, Oppenheimer is 600 pounds with a P of 70 millimeter with an M IMAX film with an F. And it wouldn't work so well on screen if it weren't for a 21-year-old PDA. So, and you scroll down, they've got a little video here. Now, it isn't actually a 21-year-old Palm Pilot, but it is on this massive projector that's spinning this huge film. There's a little like tablet display where there's a virtual emulator of a Palm Pilot on there that is necessarily necessary to make. I guess it's probably just for the 70 millimeter. And how long is the movie? 7.5 hours or something like that?
I think it's clocked in at 13 hours.
Yes, yes. Uh,
It actually is
but
the time it took them to start development of the nuclear bomb to when they dropped it on
yeah,
Japan.
it's
Real time.
real time movie, like Jack Bauer in 24.
Hmm.
In an IMAX theater, the M130's job is to control the quick turn reel unit, or QTRU for short. For many years, it appears a non emulated M130 sat holstered in most theaters. The QTRU's job is to control the platters, which are those large horizontal shelves where all of the film's many reels are stitched together, stored, and then quickly spun out to and from the projector. So, who would have thought that a Palm Pilot would be necessary to watch Oppenheimer in IMAX? Not
It's
me.
very intriguing. And I'm thinking, why did they use that to begin with? Just the portability? Because iPads didn't exist, or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's weird. I don't
I
know
don't
why they
know,
chose that format to
or
begin with.
you couldn't instead of getting a tablet or some sort of device with a virtual emulator of this device, you couldn't slightly rewrite something to use anything more modern? I don't know.
I don't know.
The wacky
I think
world of
this gives you a
technology.
very it gives you a clear picture of where the state of film is these days, in that
Yeah,
it's the
yeah, that's
dinosaur that
true.
people like Nolan keep alive and everything else is digital. So it's probably
Yes,
nobody wants to invest any money in keeping it alive.
yes, yes. Could be this be the last 70 millimeter IMAX movie? It could be. Well, until
Could
Nolan makes
be.
his next one. But
That's true.
anyways, Um, Google, and I don't know if we even mentioned it, but they've released for Android a nearby share, which is a mouthful. Basically, it's an AirDrop clone. It's Android's version of AirDrop,
Of
but they
course.
have now released it for Windows.
Hmm.
So with your Android phone, doesn't this sound like your dream world, Dave?
Oh,
With your Android phone, you could nearby share. Hey, can you nearby share me that
it just
real
rolls right
quick?
on off the tongue.
Yeah, nearby share me that photo real quick.
Hey, where's that
Uh,
file? I nearby shared it to you a week
yeah.
ago.
Can you turn on your nearby share, please? I think your nearby share is off, but they have released it for Windows, so you can sync files between Windows and Android if that is the heck that you like to live in.
Oh my gosh, just reading it, I'm laughing. Nearby
Yeah,
share.
uh,
Nearby share. It's only three syllables, but somehow it feels
it's
like
a
it's
tough
12.
It's a tough three syllables there for me.
Hmm.
I feel a little
Nearby share.
vulnerable every time I say it.
Nearby share.
But Numashare,
Nearby share.
Numashare. I mean, anything else, Google. You couldn't find any other
Nothing.
uh,
How about
name, but
how about like Skydrop
yeah,
or Skyshare or
Google
AirShare?
Google
AirShare.
Share, AirShare. Yeah, it's right there.
Wireless share. Wireless
Anything.
wireless device connectivity share. That would have been
Yeah,
better.
yeah, right there. And of course, there are other services, cross-platform ones for trying to share files easily, but I will go on the record saying nothing works as well as AirDrop, especially like between my devices that are talking to each other already. I was sending some pictures back and forth from my computer to my phone, and it it is AirDrop is a really nice feature. So I'm glad if you're an Android Windows person, you now have some of this uh, functionality. And Dr. RAP VHS chiming in with QTRU is what Frankenstein says when he's trying to flirt. Ah, clever.
Very
I
clever.
need a slide whistle or a cheering audience effect,
Hold
much like the
on.
Mark and Todd cast
I have this.
eventually. Ah, there you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's our
Yes, the
sidestep sound.
Mark and Toddcast. You should really check them out. They've got a new feature, a new segment on their show that I wish we would have thought
It's
of.
found
It's
nowhere
called
else.
yeah, yeah. They came up with they're doing a thing called Just the Headlines. But spoiler alert, they have a very hard time with just the headlines.
Yeah.
Uh, but it
Hold on a
is
second. And now it's time for the Mark and Toddcast. Just the headlines.
yes. Oh, yes, go check them out. They're a fun listen. This next one this is a nice feature, and I haven't had a chance to look into it much. But from MSN.com, from the Washington Post, but it says Microsoft Start at the top of the page. I don't know where I am on the internet, but it
Who
says
knows?
Google has an enhanced safe browsing feature. Should you use it? And that so this is some sort of news reader that Microsoft has of a Washington Post article. But Google's safe enhanced browsing, scammers constantly try to trick you with emails that claim to be from your human resources department or your bank with important digital document, and then you click on the link, and it's you know collect passwords or any of these different things, the phishing scams, any of these bad links. Well, this is an enhanced feature. Gmail will already do some of it where it's like, this link looks sketchy, or just put it right in your spam. But this will do more tracking with their live database of links that they find. So if you get an email with a bad link, there's a good chance somebody else got that link as well.
Hmm.
And so they have a database that's constantly updating that stuff. Um, so I'm going to be looking to turn this on because I think, any protection, even I'm pretty aware, but I will tell you that one of my parents, I won't rat anybody out, this past week was scrolling through Pinterest, clicked on something, it came up with the Microsoft window to call in, and he's like, oh, I called in. And so actually I got
Oh
on the,
no, never call anybody on
he
the phone ever.
one of my
That's my,
parents, I won't say who,
yeah.
but we got my mom on the phone, like, turn off your computer. And luckily, and I think I've mentioned this before, most of the times that that happens where it pops up with a thing where you can't get out of it and says, call Microsoft right now, and you call the number, most of the time they're just trying to get money out of you. They want $330 for their cleanup service to get this malware that's infected
Hmm.
your computer, which doesn't exist. And you should just ignore these things, turn off your computer, turn it back on, and you should be fine. But I did hear of another scam recently where it was on the Rich on Tech podcast. Somebody called in and he had called one of these numbers. They had gotten into his computer
Hmm.
and they were like logged. He had they had him log into his bank account and like were trying to get him to transfer like 800, do a wire transfer of $800 to them. And luckily he realized and stopped it. But all this stuff, just a great reminder, slow down. I know we get busy, we start clicking on links, or we get a little bit confused. Reach out to somebody in your life. As much as I hate dealing with Windows computers, I don't hate it. Uh, don't prefer it.
Hmm.
Just ask somebody. Don't call numbers. I don't know, there's rarely going to be a time where on your computer it's just going to pop up something and you have to call a number. It's probably a scam, but with this Google's enhanced safe browsing, if you see something about that, I know it's with Chrome and in Gmail. I think they're going to start prompting people. So I would recommend to turn it on because we all get a little spacey sometimes and just aren't paying attention. So one more layer to help protect you in this battle against the bads.
Yeah, and now more than ever, I mean, I know this seems like a shameless plug, but introduce your friends and family to the Not Nerd podcast because we talk about stuff like this.
Yes.
Other things they're listening to, news, whatever, they're talking about politics or the war in
Or
Ukraine
yeah,
or
maybe once a year they have some little tech security
yeah,
segment, but
the 51st anniversary of the moon landing, whatever it
mhm,
is.
the
That's what they're
moon
talking
landing.
about. Um, but honestly, there's not a lot of tech podcasts out there that take the time to talk to an audience of people who are, wait for
Yeah.
it, not nerds. So there you
Ah,
go. There
yes,
you
yes, and
go.
I will say, and I believe it was a previous pick of the week, Rich on Tech, who actually took over for Leo Laporte's radio show,
Hmm.
um, but he is doing the Lord's work on this stuff too, because he takes a lot of calls, and you get a lot of people calling in with just the weirdest stuff, which is why we're not taking callers yet. But Dr. RAP VHS did have a pro tip. He says never talk on the phone, which I
Yes.
would strongly agree with. Yeah, if a phone number's popping up on my computer, when my mom calls me, I'm usually not answering. So to call Microsoft support probably isn't going to happen either.
How this is how bad it's gotten. So, uh, someone in our family didn't pay the mortgage on time. Wa- Wasn't me.
Jeez,
Wasn't my kids, but I'm not going to say
the
who it was.
cat, Bob the
I'm going to
cat.
say who it was. Uh, but I got a phone call, as you would imagine, from somebody
Yes.
that you owe money to. And they said, "Hey, this is so and so bank." And I was like, hmm.
Mm,
They said, could we talk to David? And I'm like, yeah, this is he. Oh, well, we need to verify your whatever before. And I said, how do I know? I'm just like,
Yeah.
You need my what? My social security, the last four digits of my social security, my date of birth. And I questioned it
Yeah.
immediately. And
Yeah.
I said, you know what? I'm going to call you. So I
Yes.
hung up, actually looked at my email, which I'm really behind in, and it said, hey, you didn't pay your thing. And I was like, oh, I should do that. So anyway, problem, crisis averted.
Yeah.
And it was really the bank calling me to remind me to pay
Yes.
them.
Yeah.
But I don't trust anybody. It's like
No.
it,
Trust no one.
you call me, you tell me there's a problem, great. Hang up the phone.
Yep.
I will go to the website. I will check my email. I will call the number on the back of my pay stub or my
Yeah.
statement or whatever. So that's how relentless I am with this stuff. I don't talk to anybody.
Yes, yes. Well, another security and privacy story this week that I found. This is via ABC News. There it is. U.S. military emails sent to Mali because of common typo.
Molly, not
Oh, and we
Bali?
got an autoplay video going there. Oh,
I
that's
don't
on
think
my
so. That's
screen.
not on me.
Oof.
Hmm.
Auto. I thought we were done with autoplay video
You got to
ads.
load your browser up with all those lovely extensions I love.
Man, I've used the
Sponsor
Brave
block.
browser. It's supposed
Don't,
to
yeah.
help.
Yeah, right.
Um, but anyways, so the issue here is U.S. military email addresses end in .mil.
Yeah.
Well, Mali has .ml, the country of not your friend Molly from high school. Uh,
MALI.
yes, they have .ml, and so if you're in the military and you're typing in somebody's email address and you leave out the I, so apparently um, all these emails have just been going places from our U.S. government, our U.S. military, or people trying to send to the military.
I don't know
Uh,
why we didn't just. There is such thing as a .us. Why doesn't the
yes,
government and military just use .us? That seems
yes.
easy.
I don't know why you wouldn't just use the .us for everything, but in one day, Zurbier received 1,000 misdirected emails as a result of the typo, he told the newspaper. He is a Dutch
Wow.
internet entrepreneur who has a contract to manage Mali's country. Wow, there is typos throughout this county domain said he identified the problem almost a decade ago. He's been collecting the misdirected emails since January in effort to flag the issue to U.S. authorities. Said he has close to 117,000 with a T misdirected messages this year.
You know what he should do is take those email addresses, put it in a list, and sell it to somebody and
Yes,
earn money off
there
the
you
email
go.
list.
Yeah, you think I don't know. I think a lot of things that the military doesn't think of. So
Mm.
we will move on and cleanse our palate with a wonderful blast from the past for a bonus odd take. Your favorite addictive flash games back from the dead. So
I hope
people
it's not really.
rebuilding.
I hope it's
It's
not really Flash because
no,
that's a
people are
nightmare.
rebuilding classic Flash games. Now, when you click on the link within the kotkey.org link, the domain it takes me to, it's I don't know how this is working because it's .oo.
I
That
think
is
they just.
weird. I feel like I'm being hacked at the moment, but there are a ton of lists. And in the Kotkey article that I linked to, there's some of them. Hedgehog Launch, which I need to play with Isla, and I was trying out Don't Shoot the Puppy earlier. Uh,
Why would you not want to do that?
yes,
So
well, it's very hard not to.
I'm doing love. What if I play this? What happens?
Good
Harry
question.
Games. What is happening? I don't know this game.
Yeah, yeah, these favorites. Kotkey has some different favorites than me, but I'm
Nope.
excited about Hedgehog Launch here. If I can
This.
mute.
I think basically what you did is installed a virus on every listener's computer. So thank you.
No. Yes, you are welcome. I've just hacked you all, but it came from Kotkey. I've got to believe it.
All your
Um,
base are belong to us.
yes, yes, indeed. But there are so many of those classic Flash games that, back in the day before iPhones, when we just had to go to a
Hmm.
website and play these little single click weird games like Cookie Clicker. I don't know if that was a Flash one. That was one of your picks way back that I spent
Oh yeah,
plenty
I
of time
love
on.
that game.
Yes, but so many games have been lost. So somebody is hopefully trying to bring them back and not just scam us. But I'm sure he posted that a couple days ago. So if it was a scam by now, somebody probably, hopefully, would have alerted him to that.
Yeah.
Well, with that, I want to alert you. It is time for our picks of the week.
I'm glad you used the old method because I wasn't
Yes,
ready on the new
I
one, and it would have
figured
been
your
slow
delay might
anyway.
be, it's probably coming through right about now with my echo.
Yeah, I didn't even try. I'm trying to bring up my pick of the week. Here we go. So, pick of the week. As you, if you were paying attention
Yeah,
earlier, I said, "Oh, I got a new lens," because typically I could focus like way close.
yeah,
Well, the focus on my new lens is not quite as close. So I am about a foot and a half from the lens here.
yeah,
So it's got a long kind of like the focus drops off pretty quick. That's about 8 inches right there.
yeah.
So
Wow.
so you can't get real close is my point.
But I'm
Because
guessing this lens has some zoom on it.
it does. It's got a telephoto on it and the EarCam 9000.
Ooh,
Oh, and see, I'm too close for it to focus. I have to get farther
wow.
back.
Oh yeah,
But
right
look at that
there. That's a sweet
gorgeous
spot.
bouquet in the back. Look at
Yeah.
that. Look at it back there. The separation. Look at the blue on my ear, and you can probably pick out some hairs on
Yes.
there too. I need to trim them
I
out.
need to get my ear camera out for you.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that thing.
Oh, that thing has come in handy so many times.
I mean, I'm kind of glad I forgot about it.
Yes.
But I have a Sony E-mount camera, and E-mount is the style of connector that it uses.
Okay.
There's different ones. I think there's C-mount, there's E-mount, and others. That's as deep as I go on the mounts of camera lenses.
Yes.
So I have the ZV-E10 camera, which is an E-mount, and this I was been looking for a lens to pair with my camera. I got the kit lens, which is it's okay. Let's just say it's okay.
Yeah.
You can take pictures with it, you can shoot video with it, but it's just okay. This one, I was going to get another one that zoomed further, but this one was so much higher rated and it
Hmm.
was also more expensive. I decided, you know what? I was buy cheap, buy twice, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I got the Sony SELP1810. It's really not called that. It's the 18 to 105 millimeter f4 lens. Now the f4 is the focal length and it's consistent throughout the focus. A lot of times it on cheaper lenses it'll change.
Hmm.
And so it's not the best focal length, but it's consistent, which is good for things like shooting video when you're zooming in and out, right? Because you don't
Yeah.
want it to get darker and lighter and stuff, or get weird focus on you while you're zooming in on a subject. And I actually used it today for the theatrical production as my main camera, and it performed very well. So if you have an E mount, I would recommend this, and I would also recommend getting it renewed. I love buying used stuff from Apple, from Amazon that's renewed because you're basically saving money and everything is guaranteed just like it was a
Yeah.
brand new product. This said, oh, there might be some slight cosmetic, whatever. I think there was a tiny nick. It's a like a metal. It's a nice high quality lens, so it's metal and plastic and stuff. But there might have been a little nick on the metal that maybe they covered up with a piece of paint or something.
Ah.
Outside of that, nothing. It's perfect. It's probably somebody got it, decided they didn't want it, and shipped it back. Came
Yeah.
with the box, the manuals, the package or the protective packaging. Everything was there. So
Wow.
anyway,
Nice.
I love it. You can borrow it sometime, even though your camera doesn't have an E mount because it's
No.
Canon. But you could borrow the whole rig sometime if you wanted. So
Yes, yes, yes. I am getting more and more tempted by that camera versus my Canon M50, which is a great camera, and I'm just using the kit lens here. I do have another lens that I'm going to try out one of these weeks, but
Yeah. Yeah.
very nice.
Most photographers will agree that, I mean, the camera body is really pretty insignificant. Buy one with features that you want, spend the money on the lens.
Yeah.
Because they're way more expensive, and two, they make such a difference.
Yes.
The clarity of this lens, the ease of use, all the creature features, the tack sharp. I was taking some pictures just here in my dimly lit, what did Elliot call it? My cloffice, my
Yes.
barrage. I can't remember what he called it. My office garage thing. Um, of my bag, and the texture and everything was just sharp and like tack sharp. It was beautiful. I couldn't get that with my kit lens, so
Yes. Yes.
that's what I
Very
got.
nice. Well, my pick of the week this week. Now, I am not one that wears corrective lenses, and you wear corrective lenses a lot less than you used to, but I do wear tone lenses. But my pick this week, this is the CarbonKlean Peeps Eyeglass Lens Cleaner, efficient and durable carbon microfiber technology, exclusively used by NASA, 500 uses. Injected purple is the color. Now, I could have sworn I did this as a pick at some point, but I couldn't find it searching our site and our history and stuff. But here is what this is. This is, it's a little, looks like, I don't know, a large chapstick
What are
or
you?
something.
I
But
can tell you
then
what
you
it looks
pull
like,
this
but go
out
on.
and it's got this little thing here.
Oh,
And since I don't wear corrective lenses, I did grab a pair of my blue blockers. And
I
so
need
what you
some of those so
do,
bad.
I've got a pair for you. I've got a stockpile. If anybody needs a pair of these, I buy them in bulk. But you slide it on either side. That's the genius here. And then you kind of grip it and you can clean your glasses just like that. So it's got microfiber cloths in there, and you just slide it on, and you're cleaning both sides at the same time. Chelsea loves this thing. She uses it all the time for her and eyeless glasses. Now, not only does it have that, but initially, what I should have done is I put this back on, and there's a little slider here, and there's a little dust brush so you can get the big stuff off. Slide that down, pop it off, put it on there, both sides, grip down, clean your glasses, good as gold.
Wow. Well, the last three shirts I purchased on the, what do you call this part of the shirt? The bottom?
The bottom of
That's
the
not a
shirts, I
hem, is
think we
it?
call it.
Is it a
Oh
hem?
yeah, the hem.
So on the hem area, there's a not on this shirt. This is an old crappy one. Sorry, I didn't dress up for the show.
Ugh.
Uh, there's a triangular piece of microfiber sewn into the bottom, and you put your glasses in there and you rub it with your
Oh
shirt. But it's
wow.
microfiber, so it doesn't scratch your lens. So,
Interesting. They're building
and
it into shirts these days. Wow, the technology.
I don't think I'm going to buy a shirt in the future that doesn't already have one of those in there because
Yeah.
I don't wear corrective lenses for distance anymore, but I do have these
Yes.
ones for close
Your
up.
readers.
Yeah,
Yes.
because
Well, this
I am barely over 40. That's why I have these.
yes.
Just slightly over 40.
This product has, and I believe I learned about it from Cool Tools, previous pick of the week. This has been the previous pick of the week episode. But these Peeps Eyeglass Lens Cleaner has 4-star rating on 27,620 ratings on Amazon. Now, Dave, and any viewers out there, what would you pay for the Peeps glasses cleaner? And Todd is saying, LOL, why is that different than just pinching a cloth with your fingers?
It's not, Todd. While the audience is guessing, I think there were a couple other comments in there. Let's see.
Oh, yes. Chelsea was calling Todd out on the Mark and Todd cast.
Hmm,
Said, you may need to rename your segment, not just the headlines. Then it will be truly original or just a news story again.
hmm.
To which Dr. R.A.P. VHS emphatically laughed. And Chelsea gave a pro tip: calendar reminders.
How
That's
does she forget you're
directed
doing the
at
show tonight?
whoever didn't pay Dave's mortgage.
Oh, I see. Yes,
Yes,
that's a whole
yes,
nother
indeed.
conversation to get the somebody in my household a the ability to do more than just watch videos on their phone.
Yes.
So
Well, we don't have any guesses, but Dave, what would you pay for this nice little? And I think it. I'm
I
trying to
have a
see if it
number in my
comes.
mind. I have no idea if it's correct or not. Are you ready, or do you want to say something
I'm
else?
ready. I'm ready. I don't see any comments on there yet, so go
Eight
ahead.
97 was my guess. Am I
Well,
high?
you're a little low actually. This
Low.
currently is 19.99 for these
What?
things. Yes.
Come
We
on.
have bought these for other people. We have, and it
Come
does,
on.
yeah.
That's not $19.
Well, that's what they're charging, and that's what
I
a lot
mean,
of
for
people. Oh, I was
$19,
gonna
I could
look.
get the Grimace McDonald's Happy Meal.
Hell, yeah, and clean your glasses with it.
I
I
guess
am
so.
looking. They do have a model that's $40. Wowzers.
Is it made out of gold or something?
I am seeing some knockoff ones where they're closer to $10, but hey,
Well, I
we
was just
we use
wrong.
these things. I mean, Chelsea uses these things probably almost daily to clean glasses. So you
This is
don't knock it till
probably
you
the
try it. You let me borrow your camera, I'll let you borrow. We're gonna do a pics of the week swap. I get to borrow your camera for a
okay.
week. You get to borrow our Peep cleaner. Uh,
Sounds like I'm getting the
Fair
better
trade,
deal on that
even
one.
deal. Yes, and I
Um,
do want to remind people. Yeah, go ahead.
well,
You
I had a comment earlier, but you went on
oh,
so long I forgot what it was.
perfect. That's my
So
goal.
please continue.
Um, yeah, quickly, I will say go to notpicks.com if you want our picks or any other picks, previous picks, all that stuff. Click through there to shop on Amazon, help out the show. But I want to remind people this is episode 398, which means we are count them two with a T, episodes away from episode 400. And we have some exciting things planned for that, but we want you, the listeners, the viewers, the live joiners, the tweeters, the threaders, all of you, we want you to submit some videos so that you can provide the content. We've been providing content for 399 episodes. We want, and whatever it is, if you've got a pro tip, if you've got a pick of the week, if you've got a news story you want to do,
If you've got a
if you
video,
yeah, if you want to do a song and dance, but we want videos, and I will say, please make them horizontal, film them horizontal so you don't break Dave's brain. No
mm-hmm,
vertical
mm-hmm.
videos for Dave. We can do that much for him. But yes, and I will get information out, post it to the socials, and let you know next week just to make sure we can confirm time because we'd like to get a lot of people on the live for that. 400 episodes, that's a whole bunch, but it would be really fun to get a lot of videos from you, the not nerdians out there, and then to have you also join us live, just so we can make that a fun event. And I've got some fun little things planned for us, so you'll definitely want to tune in live for that one.
And I'm going to be thinking between then and now how to play all this content on a live
Yes.
show.
Yes,
So,
yes. So we're gonna
hmm,
try to break our technology stack here once again and introduce a bunch of new features to get
woo.
videos sliced into a live performance. So yes, hilarity may ensue
And
with
yeah,
making that work.
and you thought you missed it, Elliot, but it's time for the weather report because Nate and I are both sweltering for some reason. I'm in this
Oh
hot garage, so if you've noticed extra light shines on my forehead, it's because I'm sweating profusely.
yes.
Did your hot flash go away, Nate? Or is it still?
I'm warm. I'm roasty, and it's only 78 outside currently, and I've got the air conditioning on in here. But I think putting the hat on indoors, and also this shirt is one of my
Ooh.
grandpa's ones that I inherited, and I think it's probably made out of
Mm-hmm.
asbestos or something because it's probably from the 60s, and it is. Maybe it's the cancer generating in my body as I put it on, but it is keeping me warm. So yes, Elliot, thank you for
Yeah.
that.
I had to
Oh,
stand up.
and Dave's gonna do
I
a
had to
song and
stand up
dance
because I
now.
yeah, I had to stand up because I didn't believe how hot I thought it was in here. 85 degrees.
Whew.
and it's
Oof.
cooler than that outside.
Yes.
So
Well,
it's 77
that being
outside.
said, let us wrap up this episode so both of us can go sit in an ice bath for a while and cool down. But thank you so much for joining us. We always have a fun time doing this. Share it with a friend, help them get those little security reminders and all the other stuff we provide so that everybody can get out there and tech better.